Greetings, welcome back to the Ancient Seer channel. If you pick pile 1, this is your reading. We're just going to get right into it. You have the Ankh with the cowrie shell. You have a coin in its mouth. In the cowrie shell, it's like a 10 pesos that I got from Ghana. This was a natural shell, and it even has like a cobweb on the side of the mouth. This is a cowrie shell. It's natural. It's a real cowrie shell that I polished, and I found it on the beach side in Ghana. So that's a little bit about this shell. I'm going to do a reading. This reading is what you all may or may not see eye to eye on. You and your lady. And this reading is beneficial just to brace yourself for any uncomfortable conversations that you might need to have, or we're going to see if this is even worth pursuing. You really be up to that. I'm just going to read the cards and tell you what I see. We're going to do a past, present, and future spread. Or let me take that back. Let me see what else spread I have. Yeah, we'll do a past, present, and future spread. And we'll do what you all may not see eye to eye on. I am in the making of creating a tarot deck of my own. So, yeah. We have the Two of Cups. This is the past. Let me take the card for the... Hey. Two of Cups. We have the Page of Cups, present. In future, we have the Two of Coins, reversed. Okay. So with the Two of Cups, Page of Cups, the Two of Coins, I'm getting like some type of princess treatment, but it's cool. But I think most of you all have, might not see, with the Two of Coins reversed, you may not see eye to eye on not so much of finances, but expenses and how they are allotted. So it's not that there's not going to be enough money, because this is the Two of Coins reversed, but you all may have a disagreement on what you seek to spend the money on. So we have Two of Cups, which means that the compatibility is good. The Page of Cups, that means that she's getting princess treatment currently. We have the Queen of Cups in reverse, the Knight of Coins, and the Nine of Wands. I feel like in the past there might have been some disagreements on her status, her social status, her social ranking. It's given like the way that her family treats her versus how you treat her. So there's a way that she's used to be treated, to being treated, and this is something that you might be learning or trying to do your best at. But with the Knight of Coins in reverse, and we're looking like you might have had some disagreements with her brother And then we have the Nine of Wands. So now these things are in control. We have the Page of Coins in the past. So she has her own money. And so now I'm starting to see like Queen of Coins and Knight of Wands. I think that maybe it's like her brother supervising over the relationship and just trying to make sure that she's not like it's giving like family intervention. This woman probably has a lot of money already, and she could have had some problems within the past pertaining to relationships because she's probably like giving her money out or misspending her money. It's giving like family intervention more so than you and her disagreeing, because now we have the Page of Coins, the Queen of Coins. It's given that she's having a lot of money, and the family, the brother in particular, is kind of monitoring that of how she's spending her money. And then we have the Knight of Wands. So at one point you all got this under control with the Nine of Wands, but then the Knight of Wands reversed is kind of giving the brother. So you might have to appease the brother, or you might, I don't know the detail. You will have to get a book, a personal reading for the details. This is a general message if you pick pile 1. So then we have the Hermit. What you all might not be seeing eye to eye on, remember this is what the reading is about. You have, this is the past, the Hermit in reverse, and then the Seven of Wands, and then we have the Eight of Cups. So with the Hermit in reverse, someone is coming, it could be you or her, coming out of the Hermit, like being more social. So in the past, okay. Again, this is giving family, a family dynamic. But you might be being more social, because I could kind of see how this is playing out. And then the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands. She's gaining a little bit more spiritual control over just her environment, and you can be too. So this is getting more into the solution, because like, a family that prays together stays together. So whatever spiritual practices that both of you all are engaged in, be it traditional or religious, I think that's very beneficial, and this may be going on presently. And then we have the Eight of Cups reversed. And the Eight of Cups reversed symbolizes just some things dealing with fate, like a fated meaning. So let's pull another card for clarity on this one. Four of Swords. So this is kind of like a future conflict with you all thinking too hard about what happened in the past. Things that are fated. The family's gonna throw curveballs. There's gonna be intervention. There's gonna be outside influences that come in between you all's relationship. There's a lot of cups, so there's a lot of emotion, there's a lot of love dealing with this. So that's what's giving the loved ones influence on the way that you spend money. And so whatever conflict that happened in the past, leave that in the past. And if it have been resolved, let it have been resolved. And you two seem not to have much of a problem, because you all know where you're going within your relationship and your spirituality. But the family is kind of monitoring this whole situation. And if you all think too hard about the past, like whatever conflicts have came in and disagreements that came in, sometimes with family, if you're dealing with the sister and brother dynamic with the husband, or with, the you as the lover, because this is a masculine reading. I'm talking to men. So if you are the boyfriend, the husband, the lover, and you might have felt like she's picking sides between her loved one. This could be a cousin, this could be a father, this could be a brother, you know, energy that's kind of influencing or monitoring the way that she spends her money when she's around you. And you might have felt like she's picking sides or whatever, but whatever disagreement that is, just let that be in the past. You all have prayed, you have done yoga, you've done the necessary measures spiritually, and you're continuing to do that and bringing your power together. And you all are in your zone presently with the Seven of Wands. So with the Four of Swords, just kind of be mindful of that, like just the overthinking. Think positive. Three of Coins reversed, King of Swords, and Five of Cups. So another thing is that when families come together, and especially if they see like a successful relationship, because this is looking generally like if the family is involved, then that means that the relationship is progressing, because if it's that means that it's progressing because you got the attention of the family, and so if there's marriage or some type of union or party or a celebration that's coming, the family could may be feeling like they're not ready for that because of the way that their coins is lined up, so there might be a little bit of jealousy, when they see two people. The King of Swords, it seems like you've mastered your mind and you've mastered your thoughts and your emotions. So your energy is coming out of the King of Swords presently, which is really good. And then we have the Five of Cups, which is a very powerful union, but there is maybe still some gossip and things about it. But, it doesn't necessarily have to be bad, good. If somebody is talking about you when you're not in their presence, good or bad, that's gossip. But you have the Five of Cups, so, it could be positive gossip that's going on. And so we have the Ten of Wands reversed. So in the past, it just may have seemed that like you just really didn't care about the situation or what the outer influences were talking about, and she may have cared more than you. And so that's what the Ten of Wands is giving it in reverse. So it's like you're not burdened by it, but she may have been burdened by it more so. And so then you have the Three of Swords, where you all are coming together and talking, but the Three of Swords also could represent like heartbreak, but at least you all are talking it out, because you have the Ace of Cups here, which is in the future. So it might be a very difficult conversation to have, but don't worry, because it seems like it's going to be more of a difficult conversation for her than it is for you, because she cares about her family, and the influence is what you think about, stuff like that. And it seems like you're pretty balanced within that. And then we have the Ace of Cups, which means that, you all are really a good match to have. Then we have the World, which is the last card. And it seems like you all are really going to do very well. You might have some disagreements on what the family knows about your business. But be patient. Talk it out. Have those difficult conversations. Show her that you care, because this is a really good connection and layout. And then you have this cowrie shell, which is the Ankh life. So you have a lot of old things to talk about, maybe some things that you could have masked or said just basically to not hurt somebody's feelings, but it may not have been the whole truth, but it's not something that is like a big malicious lie. Maybe it's like, oh, does that color look good on you? Or do I look fat in this outfit? And you're like, no. And you just really want to hurry up and get to where you're going, but she done changed 5 outfits already, and you're just like, just put whatever on, type of lie. So a lie is a lie. You want to try to be honest, because lies do damage the compatibility, like the chemistry, because it just kind of throws off the vibe. Because if you're dealing with a woman, she's going to have intuition, and you two have your intuition and instinct. So try to tell the truth about how you feel. Like, hey, I'm really tired and we should just pick an outfit and go. Certain type of things like that. So this concludes your reading. Peace. Greetings. Welcome to the Ancient Greetings. Welcome to the Ancient Seer YouTube channel. You have selected pile number 2. This is just the plain cowrie shell here. This cowrie shell was Israel and has been picked off the coast of Ghana, West Africa. This cowrie shell represents fertility. It represents abundance. It represents the feminine. This represents the mouth. Okay, so something is loud. We'll get right into your reading. At the top of the deck, we have the Justice. I'm in the making of making my own tarot cards, so my own tarot deck. So stay tuned for that. And then we have the 10 of Cups. So the Justice card and the 10 of Cups. Wow. Let's see what's going on with this. We're doing a past, present, and future spread. I did for the last one, but like the way that these are coming out now, I'm just gonna go ahead and flow with it. So this isn't gonna be like a past, present, and future, but this is going to be like a whatever comes out. And so we're dealing with the things that you may not see eye to eye on. So we have the 9 of Cups, which means that you all's compatibility is like really strong. And then we have the 3 of Wands. There's some type of burden, but let's see what kind of burden's going on here. We have the King of Coins and the 6 of Wands. With the 3 of Wands, the 10 of Cups, 9 of Cups. It's looking like you kind of don't really like her friends. What about your friends? Okay, because 3 of Wands, we're dealing with like some type of social, but we're also dealing with like some type of power struggle. And the King of Coins, just letting her know that, you got it. 20. So we got the Judgment card. And it's given that you're watching her and how she's spending her money. Because we have the Empress here. We have the 5 of Swords. This is gossip. And the 7 of Coins. So, and then we have the 6 of Wands on the side. These are all maybes. It's like you're thinking in the back of your mind. This is kind of like giving subconscious thoughts. Where's the Swords at? You have the 5 of Swords. So you're having some unconscious thoughts about the Empress and the way that she spends her money, the way that she makes her money. And you're wondering how you should go about spending your money when it pertains to her. Four of Coins. It seems like you're very balanced within your economic finances. The Hierophant. But you all are important to each other. Two of Wands. There is some type of power struggle within this. You know, I said once before that the reason why women tend to want to have their own money is because of their protection, their safety. You know, if you try to control her income and finances too much, she's gonna feel a type of way. You know, some women can feel a little claustrophobic because it's not that she doesn't trust you, but if she's not ready to retire, if she's not ready to stop making money, if she's not ready to stop making money, you don't have to take that as she's not trying, she doesn't want to submit to you, or that she's not ready to be a wife. Okay? Because there's some type of power struggle here, and you might have to talk about the way that she makes her money. You might have to so there's some patience. You have the Temperance card. There's patience that needs to be had with this, and some things that need to happen in moderation. You have the Emperor energy that's coming out, and it's just really like the whole vibe of the reading is really kind of giving traditional. Like, you may have come from a traditional background, or how your grandfather have, you know, maybe told you how you should court a woman, that you should be the protector and provider as a man, which is really good, but you might be confused as to like why, you know, she's making money and you don't really want her to make more money than you, and you might be a little overthinking about, okay, what if she makes more money than me, and what if I'm not able to support her, what if my money is not good enough for her. And this is like the Nine of Swords. This is like really a lot of overthinking. You don't want to burden yourself with these thoughts, because the more that you think, the more that she's going to step out of her meditation and start thinking about what you're thinking about. And the Four of Cups reversed. And so that's going to ruin the chemistry, like, altogether. Because she's going to be wondering, like, why is he thinking about how I make my money? And why is that an issue for him? And the Three of Cups. She's a very social person, and you seem to not really like the way that she's making her money socially. You don't want her to be social. This is something that can be talked about. You have the Star card, and so she might be a very popular person, but let's see how would she feel if you brought this up, your inner thoughts and your inner feelings. How would that conversation even go? She'd probably be scared that she's getting ready to lose money. And don't nobody play about their money. You have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. You have the Eight of Coins, the Ten of Coins. So whatever, when you all talk about it, it's given that the conversation is destined to come up. And when that conversation does come up, that it will, whatever you say to her is going to tend to relax her, because you're like, you know, I got this. Let's see what's in your overall energy. So you have the Tower. So whatever she's doing to making money is kind of like eating you up. And you really want to know, like, y'all need to talk about it. Y'all really have to talk about this. Maybe you know what she's doing to make money and you just don't like it at all. It could be that you all won't see eye to eye because you don't know. She doesn't know how much money you have. If you all are at this phase in the relationship, this seems like the beginning, like the dating period. And Page of Wands. And you could see that she has a stronghold on the way that she makes money, and you can't really do anything about that. The Knight of Swords, the Death card, and the Two of Swords. The thing that you aren't going to be seeing eye to eye on is the thoughts, the way that you think about money and going about making money, the finances. This was kind of like the same thing as pile number 1. You might want to go and check that out. If you feel like a nudge to select another pile, I would recommend pile number 1. But there might be some hard truths that need to get out, but you have to talk about it nonetheless. I would be patient with talking about it because you want to make sure that your money is right. Don't shoot the messenger. But I could see that whatever means that she's using to make money is kind of, you're a little worried about it. So maybe just try to have the conversation with her. Be patient and listen. And then let it process before you respond. Think about her feelings when you talk, and give her reassurance. So that's all that I have for you all. We're on to pile number 3. Peace. Pile number 3, you have chosen this cowrie shell. This is a real cowrie shell from the coast of Ghana, West Africa. It has the Akoma symbol, which means heart. And we're going to just, you have one out already. The Knight of Cups. Brother love. Okay, so let me tell you something. Already what I'm saying. You might not have to think about this too much, and you might be friend zoned. I'm going to tell you that right now. There's a possibility. And this is what you all are in conflict about. But why? Why are you getting friend zoned? 8 of Wands. There's some type of burden that's going. What's the burden? Because this is the reading on, this is whatever comes out. Pile number 1, I did a past, present, and future spread. This let me just go ahead and do another past, present, and future spread. So this is the past, present, and future. The reading is what you may not be seeing eye to eye on. And the theme, okay, let's just stick to this third pile reading. 7 of Cups in reverse. And this is the past. So you might not have been seeing eye to eye on spiritual some spiritual things, some spiritual happenings. Queen of Wands in reverse. It seems like she's submitting to your ideas. And the Six of Coins. And that might be like, it seems like it's a turn on for you, but it's also like a surprise at the same time. And it's given like, okay, she's submitting to my religious beliefs. Okay, then I got money for that. But then, like, in the past, you might have just kind of been a little thrown off about her spiritual practices and kind of really wondering. You might have been turned off by her spiritual practices, not really sure about her spiritual practices, like you didn't want to know anything about her spiritual practices, but you could tell that she is a spiritual person. So naturally you'd be curious. King of Wands and the High Priestess. So you see that she has her spirituality under control, even though you don't know everything about it or care to know everything about it. And this seems like a turn on for you and her, because she's like really happy that you're accepting her for the way that she is. You have the Lovers, but the way that I'm reading the cards in this pile is like, say she's on the other side. So like, say this is you, and the cards that are facing this way are for your energy, and the cards that are facing this way are for her energy. So I'm not really reading reversals in this pile. So the Lovers, right now she's really in love. And you may have been consistent with your spirituality. So right now it's about the conflict. The thing that you may not be seeing eye to eye on is spirituality, but things are changing, and the way that she's changing, like how she's just so easily into whatever you're into, that could be like what, a turn on, but you're still like not really used to it. Because like she's constantly moldable and changeable, but you have only stuck to this one thing. With the Sun card, you've always been this one way. And we have the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords. And so now you might be thinking like, should I submit to what she like? Should I start asking what she's into? Now after all this time, and then you have the Queen of Swords, and she's constantly on your mind, right? The Magician. But you, even though you might have been into certain thing, you have some type of occult knowledge, because it's given like with the Sun card, and the energy is like giving like religious, especially when it's like just somebody who is set in their ways. Spirituality is giving religious, and you're not interested in anything else. It's giving a religious type of mind frame. I don't know what religion you are. If you want a personal reading, you can book one. The information is in the description. But then you have the Magician, and that's your energy. Her energy presently is coming out of the Ace of Wands, but you're kind of interested in the occult, and you seem to see that when you don't really want to know too much about her spirituality, her spiritual background, outside of religion, but you know that she's a spiritual person and she has some type of occult knowledge. But you do too, and you may have packed that away at one point. But it seems like you're leaning into your occult knowledge more than her occult knowledge, like, and the Queen of Swords. And so now in the future, it seems like you might be interested in what she knows as far as the occult. Nine of Coins in the past. Eight of Swords. 8, Strength. So right now, you need to be disciplined and be practical, especially when you're shifting religions or spiritual beliefs. I would definitely lean into practicalities because it seems like some games are being played. And it doesn't necessarily have to be coming from her or you. This could be an outer influence. And this is why the Strength card is there. Because religion is coming up, spirituality is coming up, occult is coming up, and unsurety is coming up, and change is coming up. So presently, be strong. Lean on what you know and be practical. And the 8 of Swords, it seems like she's getting into her mind, like in her head with her thoughts, and that's like definitely gonna happen, regardless, because that's just the type of person that she is. You have the Devil card that's coming out. So there might have been some bad habits that have been needed to be eliminated. The Wheel of Fortune. Presently, you all seem to be conquering whatever obstacles are thrown your way. The Chariot. In the future, it seems like you all are going to have some type of vehicle or transportation, some type of new means of getting around. The Hangman. There's some sacrifices that you made in the past. You don't know if she knows about that, but she does. I mean, she kind of has an idea. And then 7 of Swords. The Fool card, new beginnings. Ace of Coins, a lot of money is coming around right now. And then the 6 of Swords. So there's a lot of things to celebrate. Keep your thoughts positive, going towards the future. Try not to think too much. But when you do think positive. It seems like the relationship is okay. You might be friend zoned because of the distance between you all, but you're going through some type of phase. If you really want this woman and you're interested in her, just stay strong within your mind and think positive, and you all will be together soon. So thank you all for watching. This is the Ancient Seer YouTube channel. If you have any questions, just go ahead and research the cards that have been pulled. If you would like to if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can find the information in the description below. Thank you for watching. Peace.